Joining us is One Nation leader, Senator Pauline Hanson. Senator, always appreciate you joining us on the show. Thank you very much. What's your reaction to Fatima Payman, appearing to sympathise with those two nurses?
Actually, I'm shocked and amazed she came out with the video and said what she did say. You know, look, I'm an average Australian, and when I see that and she's defending these two people of what they comment and say, well, now they're the victims, I'm gobsmacked over it. The Premier of New South Wales, Minns, has actually come out now and said they will never work anywhere in New South Wales, and in there he's actually called for investigation to see if there are any other like-minded people throughout the hospital who think the same way. I didn't see, when I watched the video, I didn't see them, they were joking about it whatsoever. There was basically hate in the words, how they said it. And I'd say, you know, I'm on the floor of Parliament. Not once have I heard Payman defend the Jews and how they were treated in this country. Remember that the Opera House, it was gas the Jews, kill the Jews, not one word to defend them, how the students were treated at the campuses, how people could walk on the streets, how she defended the Palestinian movement and the people on the streets, the protesters. It is disgusting. As far as I'm concerned, these people should never work anywhere in Australia, and if they have dual citizenship, I would strip them of their Australian citizenship and get them out of the country. And you know what? If the parents and the family feel, you know, it's a terrible loss, then I'd suggest maybe you pack your bags and go with them. Because, you know, Danica, what you've said is the hatred these people do not want to assimilate in our country. They hate our way of life. They hate our laws. They hate our country. And I have been saying that for years, and that's what I've said. We've had a lot of good people come to this country, but we've been so slack in who we allow here. We don't pull them up. Go and ask the police in some of these western suburbs of those Muslim-dominated areas. They're not game to go into these areas. We are reflecting, we are, you know, not far off what has happened in France, in Germany, in Britain and other countries around the world, because once they get a percentage, you will not have any control in this country. You will not go into these areas. They will not abide by our laws. I'm warning the Australian people. This is the start of it. Just wait till it happens the next 10 or 15 years.
Yes, Senator, one of those two nurses reportedly is an immigrant who came to Australia from Afghanistan. And, of course, this has caused a lot of people to say, what is happening with our immigration laws? You've been saying this, we need tougher immigration laws for a number of years now. You have recently said that you think immigration should be stopped from, quote-unquote, extremist hotspots. I'm just wondering, what countries do you have in mind?
Correct. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, these Middle Eastern countries, look at where we bring them out from Egypt and from Lebanon. These are very hotspot countries. And I'm not saying all these people, because you do have people that are tied up in this Islam religion ideology that want to clearly get away from it. So it means the full investigation into it, who these people are that we're bringing out to the country. And look, I feel for these people that are caught up in it. He came out here when he was 12. But another thing that I've said, don't give them citizenship in 2 years. Extend it out to 8 years. And it should be as an adult, not from the time of 12, being here for 8 years. As an adult, let's see their behaviour. Let's see if they commit any, you know, crimes in this country. If they do, don't give them citizenship. Let's protect our citizenship and don't get people coming here that have no regard for it, won't assimilate, can't learn the language, have no regard for our culture and way of life. If they're not, then don't allow them to become citizens.
I completely agree, and good on you for still pushing this message, Senator, because, you know, I think it's so at the forefront right now. It's so important to have this discussion. Now, look, this week Matilda's captain Sam Kerr was found not guilty of racially aggravated harassment for repeatedly calling a London police officer effing stupid and white. Now, you, on the other hand, here in Australia were found guilty of telling Green Senator Marine Faruqi to piss off to Pakistan. Senator, I want to ask you, obviously, this was two different court systems in two different countries, but what does it say about how racism is perceived in society?
Well, it is. There is a reverse racism here, whereas now everyone is thinking we're white privileged. We can't say that about anyone else. And I don't go saying disparaging things about anyone of colour. I don't at all. But I was annoyed with her comments, and I made it quite clear how I felt about it, what the country's given you, and I stand by, you know. Well, look, I won't say any more. I'm before the court. So anyway, I'll pull myself up there. I don't need any more charges. But the whole fact is, yes, it is different in England because everyone's going woke around the world, and of course everyone has apologised for being white and what's happened in the past. For Christ's sake, get over it, people. Stop being so bloody precious, and then start, you know, have an opinion. You have a right to have an opinion, to have a say, without going out there and actually being rude and disparaging to other people. She was rude. Her comments were actually racist as far as I'm concerned. My comments were not racist. My comments were said, well, if you're not happy in this country, maybe going back to where you came from might be the better option for you. So I'm treated totally different. But we have laws in the country, and that's under 18C, and that's why she took me to court over that. So it's the way it is, Danica, until we actually get rid of 18C. And people can actually have a conversation. You know who judge me? The people. The people will judge me. I'm sick of these laws in this country stopping freedom of speech. I moved in my own private member's bill to actually hold a referendum to put freedom of speech in our constitution, and they all voted against it, the Coalition and the Labor. They don't want people to have freedom of speech.
Yeah, if only Tony Abbott had removed 18C as he had forecast, maybe we'd be in a very different country right now.